Welcome to Connect. I'm Cheryl Tan, and we're talking today with Aaron SAVELL with A1 American Services. Great to chat with you today, Aaron.
Thanks for having me.
We're talking about heating and cooling systems and what to do if they're just not working properly. If right before the winter season or right before the summer season, you go on to turn on your heating and your air and it's just not working. What do you do?
First thing you want to do is go to your thermostat and check that out and see if it's illuminated. If not, try to pull it off the wall and see if it has batteries in the back. If it has batteries in the back, then you want to change those, unless you just have recently changed them. Change those and see if that fixes the problem.
Some people might not realize, though, that you can pull the thermostat off the wall. How do you know if it's one of those systems that's possible to do, or even if it's battery operated?
You can just wiggle it a little bit and make sure the base isn't coming off the wall. It has a base, and then the thermostat goes on top of that with pins. It just kind of goes into it, like, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So just don't pull the base off the wall. If you see that starting to come off, you probably don't want to pull on it. Next thing you probably want to check is if the batteries are fine in it and it still hasn't come on, then check your circuit breakers.
Typically, where are those in the house?
Typically in the garage. You can go walk around. If you do a 360 of your house, you can see where the meter base is in your house, and generally it's really close to the meter base. Okay. So if you go on the outside and you see the meter base, then you can find your circuit breaker. It's probably really close.
And then you find the one that leads the heat to that particular area of your home and flip?
Yep, and make sure it's not flipped. You can try and turn it off and turn it back on. If it has tripped, then it could be in the middle.
Okay.
So a lot of times it'll look like it's on. You have to actually turn it off and then turn it back on for it to be on.
Okay. So that's the second one. And if that still doesn't make the thermostat run, what do you do?
Well, it depends on the system. If you have a gas furnace, you could possibly check the red emergency switch to make sure that hasn't gotten turned off by, usually it's close to the attic access. So if you had been up there recently taking boxes down or something like that, you might have accidentally hit it and turned it off. Or there's a switch, emergency switch in the attic. If you had been up in there, maybe you'd hit that one and turned it off.
Imagine some calls come into A1, things that homeowners can do for themselves before calling. And so these are good things that they can take advantage of before picking up the phone to call.
Yeah, they definitely want to check with all these things to make sure that they've done what they can do to try and diagnose it and get it running again.
Wonderful. Aaron, thanks so much. A1 American Services, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Watch Connect, Sunday mornings at 9 on 13 News Now.